The Martian Twilight is a symphony of reds and oranges, casting long, spindly shadows from the rusting skeletons of Silas Hansen's farm. The sky, a bruised purple bruise above, feels as desolate as the barren stretch of red dust surrounding me. It's quiet. Too quiet. There's a symphony of silence where there should be the usual clatter of my drones making their rounds. I reached into my weathered duster, pulling out the radio transmitter. A faint flickering light, the only sign of life in the desolate landscape. "Jebediah Tucker, this is Hansen. Do you copy?" I keyed into the microphone, my voice raspy after a week of solitude. Static was the only reply. "Funny about that sill, ain't it?" I muttered, stuffing the transmitter back into my pocket. Hansen always had a witty retort for any situation. Something was wrong. The drone that serviced Hansen's rig was silent, its usual path a jagged scar across the landscape, broken like a bird's wing. I hopped into the battered rover, my metal hands gripping the cracked leather of the steering wheel. It wasn't the rusty chassis that worried me, but the sudden unnerving silence. Those drones weren't the type to just sputter out. The closer I got to Hansen's farm, the worse it got. Not just the silence, but the feeling. Like a chill wind brushing against the back of my neck. A silent predator stalking the edges of consciousness. The farm itself looked more like a battlefield. Its chrome surfaces were dented and scratched, the once manicured fields littered with twisted metal and wreckage. I scanned the ground, my laser rifle feeling cold and heavy in my hands. Alien weaponry, repurposed, crudely fashioned into crude blades. Then I saw them. They scuttled out from under a twisted metal wall, small, pale insectoid things, their chitinous backs glistening under the Martian twilight. They clicked and skittered, their mandibles snapping, their multifaceted eyes fixed on me. Hansen must have seen them, must have fought. My boots crunched over shattered metal plates, the metallic scent of blood filling my nostrils. A door creaked open, and I caught a glimpse of Hansen, his usually jovial face twisted in a grimace of terror, partially consumed. The stench of decay, of something alien and wrong, made my stomach churn. I fired my laser rifle, the blue beam cutting through the dust, the creatures scattering. But I wasn't fast enough. One of them lunged, its razor-sharp limbs raking my arm, sending a jolt of agony through my body. I stumbled back towards the rover, my hand flying to my wounded arm. The creatures swarmed, their clicking a death knell in the crimson twilight. I fell against the rover, my breath catching in my throat. There was a glint of metal on the floor of the rover beside me. A scrap metal panel, a spare from my old Earth suit. The only thing I could think of, the only hope I had. With trembling fingers, I grabbed the panel and slammed it against the door handle. The metal groaned, and then with a final shudder it clicked shut. I fell to the floor, my chest heaving, my heart pounding a frantic tattoo against my ribs. My radio sputtered one last time. "Someone, hear me. Hansen, he's... no hope."